I walked into our bedroom one evening, expecting quiet. Instead, I found my wife distractedly texting, hiding her screen when I entered. The air smelled of tension, yet she smiled casually, thinking I hadn't noticed anything. Weeks of subtle signs, late nights, whispered phone calls, and unexplained excuses all clicked into place in an instant. I didn't confront her. I didn't shout. My silence was deliberate, a carefully measured weapon. The suspense built immediately. She believed she had been invisible, untouchable. But every glance, every heartbeat, screamed that I had seen it all, and my next move would shatter her world. Over the next few days, I observed quietly, collecting evidence, noting patterns, recording fleeting glimpses of her duplicity. My calm exterior contrasted sharply with the storm within. She laughed, flirted, and even bragged lightly, assuming my ignorance. The suspense escalated, a taut thread that stretched across our home. Each subtle action I took reinforced my knowledge of her betrayal while keeping her in a false sense of security. I let the tension simmer, the room heavy with unspoken truths. Every second she remained unaware, the impact of my silent strategy grew stronger, preparing the stage for a devastating twist. One evening, while she was distracted with her phone and the kids playing nearby, I executed the first part of my plan. I left subtle hints, making certain she noticed I knew more than I let on. The suspense became almost unbearable as she began sensing the shift, glances lingering too long, her unease growing. I didn't speak. I didn't confront her openly. Instead, I allowed the tension to reach a breaking point, letting her anxiety intensify as she realized that her secret was no longer hidden, that the calm around her masked the storm about to hit. Finally, the moment came. I silently approached, standing behind her as she scrolled, oblivious to the evidence laid bare before her eyes. Without a word, I tapped her shoulder, and she froze. The silence that followed was suffocating. The suspense hit its peak as the full weight of my observation struck her. I had caught everything, and my silent move had revealed all. Her breath quickened, her face drained of color. The first shock landed, the calculated power of quiet action, leaving her speechless, unsure whether to cry, apologize, or run. The twist was devastating. Silence had become my weapon. I handed her the proof without uttering a single word. Photos, messages, videos, everything she thought hidden was now tangible, undeniable, and hers to face. The suspense consumed her, a heavy, unrelenting pressure pressing down. Colleagues, if they had been watching, would have sensed the silent destruction of her facade. She stammered, tried to explain, tried to apologize, but the words faltered under the weight of undeniable truth. The twist deepened. My calm, deliberate revelation had destroyed the illusion of control she believed she possessed, leaving her powerless and exposed. The next hours were a blur of tension and disbelief. I said nothing, letting her wrestle with guilt, regret, and shock. The suspense stretched longer, each second more torturous as she realized that her carefully constructed world had crumbled silently. My silent authority dominated, the devastation complete without drama, without anger, without confrontation. The twist endured. She had underestimated the destructive power of calm precision. She was forced to face the consequences, the irreversibility of her choices, and the silent devastation that I had orchestrated perfectly. Over the following days, she moved cautiously, her once confident demeanor replaced by uncertainty and fear. The suspense remained tangible in the air, every glance, every interaction heavy with unspoken truths. Friends and family began noticing the subtle changes in her, unaware of the full story but sensing the aftermath. My silent strategy had reshaped the home dynamic entirely. The twist solidified. Betrayal, when met with calculated observation and quiet revelation, can devastate far more profoundly than confrontation or fury ever could. Her world, once secure, now hung in shattered pieces around her. Weeks later, she tried to apologize, to explain, to regain some sense of control. But the suspense remained unbroken. I maintained my calm, letting the gravity of her actions sink fully. Every plea, every tear, every whispered excuse was met with silent acknowledgement but no concession. The twist was complete. The destruction of her illusion, her power, and her confidence had been achieved without a single angry word, demonstrating the unparalleled strength of measured, deliberate action. She learned that silence can cut deeper than any outburst. Months later, even casual interactions reminded her of that night, the suspense lingering like a shadow over her life. She carried the weight of realization, the consequences of betrayal, and the crushing impact of my quiet revelation. The twist endured. The power of calm, silent authority had left her speechless, shattered, and forever aware of the cost of deception. The story of that night, the moment I silently destroyed her world, became a lesson in observation, restraint, and the devastating impact of truth revealed with precision. Years later, she still recalls the moment vividly. My silent move, the undeniable proof, the suffocating suspense, and the permanent shift in her life. The twist, unforgettable, proved that calculated silence can leave even the most confident deceiver stunned, powerless, and broken. The lesson is clear. Betrayal may seem secret, but deliberate, patient observation, followed by precise, silent revelation, can leave a mark that no apology, no argument, and no explanation could ever erase. Silence, when wielded correctly, can destroy worlds and leave memories that never fade.